following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
And you did find us online because you found us, and we're here. And we are together tonight, three of us, to play a little excerpt from Eli's game. And I'll let him introduce that. I'll introduce myself. I am Joe. I will be playing Manny Torres, kind of a brute badass in a gang. And I'll hand it over to the other player tonight.
Yeah, my name's Zeb. I'll be playing Marciano Mars Patrick. He's air quotes. Also a member of the game, the gang. He's he's a little more hopeful, a little bit more social. So we're gonna see how that plays out.
Somebody gotta be.
And hello, everybody. My name is Eli. I'm going to be our storyteller for this World of Darkness game that I'm running, Orthis the Keeper's side story. And I think now is as important a time as ever to put out the disclaimer. This game is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to people's living or dead is purely coincidental and not meant to infringe on any sort of intellectual property rights that said individuals may have. Okay. With that out of the way.
Does that mean my character is modeled after your uncle or something?
No, it's the characters that we have tonight are part of a gang called the Capano Clippers. They're one of the local gangs in the Capano Nuevo setting that we are playing in. They are one of the larger gangs, but not the largest. The two individuals that we have tonight have actually appeared on the show before. They just weren't named or very well described, except for a few injuries that Randy, playing Isaac, healed in the back room of some dude's house after he got bailed out of jail.
You just kind of let go, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, it seemed like Ricky pulled some strings to get him out of here because he just thought that Isaac was that funny. Like, nah, let him go. So, the characters we're going to pick up actually the day after that bit of recovery. Manny, you're still quite injured, but you're all patched up and you've, you feel about as good as you usually do. Just kind of hurts when you turn left the wrong way.
That would be like UPS. Everything's going to be a right turn for this route. Yeah. Fair
enough. Mars, your leg's still hurting a bit from that excuse me, I burped. From that good old knock to it that you got from a baseball bat. Thankfully, nothing's broken.
All right.
You got hit with a baseball bat. Someone shot me with one. It's crazy.
Just
gut shot.
Just took a PVC pipe, slammed a baseball bat in there, and just gave it the old potato cannon treatment. Boom. No, the both of you received your injuries in a turf war type of scenario. You were both assigned to help a few other gang members take some items that you did not need to know about out of a storage unit on the north side of town. Unfortunately, during that process, a rival gang had come in and started to attack you, presumably to take everything. But you two know what you're on about, and you were able to drive them off. Having been taken to a friend's house, patched up just a bit, at least to where you wouldn't die. You were, as you were told when you woke up the next day, a traveling veterinarian came through, patched you up. He was a bit of a weirdo, kind of funny though. I mean, he talked weird, but he had a good sense of humor. And he just took the whole thing in stride. Didn't even ask for payment.
Are you serious, man? I thought that was a dream. That crazy guy talking all weird on the dream, and that was real?
Yeah, man. Like it was him and Ricky. They came in here. Like my girl was just watching TV. We were just watching, that latest episode of that cool new show that just came out. Insert show title here. We love that shit, man.
You mean Adventures from the Shed?
Yeah, that's the one. Adventures from the Shed podcast, available wherever you consume your podcast type media. Having having recovered from your injuries, you are called up by Ricky. He says, "Hey, it's time to go meet Boss Man. I told him you two were back up on your feet, and he says he wants something from you."
Which Boss Man is that? That's not Enrique. That is Ricky, right?
Enrique is Ricky, yes.
Okay.
When Ricky says Boss Man, he's talking about his direct superior.
Talking about the big boy.
Yeah. The guy who will use my name and will not get hurt because of it. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I guess let's go see Billy.
Boss
Do
Man.
We call him Boss?
You only know him as Boss Man. That's the only thing Ricky calls him. That's the only thing that you've ever heard somebody call him. You've never.
Everyone calls him BM.
You've never heard anybody call him anything but Boss Man.
Okay.
And you haven't really cared enough to ask. But you're also not dumb enough to think that that's a subject that you can just go for it on.
Yeah. I guess let's go see the Boss Man.
Who owns the vehicle in this relationship? Because both of you have the drive skill.
Oh.
I'll say only one of you actually has a vehicle.
Well, how beat up is it? If it's really beat up, it's mine.
Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead and give me an allies roll.
Ally. So that's just rolling 3 then.
Yes.
I gotta find dice. D10s. Whew.
Yes.
I got D6 stuck in my head. There's 3 D10s and me rolled a 10, an 8, and a 7.
That's already 2 successes. Do you want to re-roll that 10 or do you?
We're in a Mercedes. That means it's Mars's car. If that was to rate how good the car was, if it was a good car, it's Mars's car for sure.
All right, fair enough.
Mine is the 87 Civic with one of the rear doors missing.
We'll go ahead and say that Mars owns the vehicle. It's not legally in his name, but why would you want your name on those papers?
Yeah,
the fewer people that know my name, the better. But it isn't a nice car. It's only a couple of years old. It's most of the parts are just fine. Nothing's worn down. Nothing needs to be replaced. You've only seen the check engine light come on once, and it disappeared when you took a turn a bit too hard. So it should be fine.
Nice. Just don't turn the other way then.
Right.
Exactly.
Get into the car then. Let's go. Let's hit the road.
Let's go see the Boss Man.
I gotta adjust my seat.
Oh no.
You can't put the seat all the way back.
Okay, yeah. You adjust your seat all the way back. You can barely see the tops of cars.
Yeah.
You can't even see the road, but you can see traffic signs and traffic lights.
Yep.
Nice.
Now, that's all you really need. Everything else is God's problem. With you both heading directly there, you know where to meet Enrique. You've never met Boss Man, but you've been on the phone with him. You don't know where he wants you to meet, so you figure, okay, we'll just go to Ricky. Yeah. Ricky always has you guys meet in somebody's apartment. You've asked Ricky if it's his place, and he's like, "Fuck no." It's somebody's apartment. That's usually where you meet him.
Probably the same person who owned the car.
No, you see, this car was clearly owned by somebody that liked to take care of their stuff and could afford it. This apartment, not that.
No.
Okay.
It's like a what is it? It's like a quadplex,
Yeah.
just stacked on top of each other instead of all around.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You head into the apartment. Once you get in there, you see Enrique, two guys that you recognize from the gang, and somebody that you don't recognize in the kitchen pouring himself a drink. He's very well dressed. It's a fine pressed suit. His hair is done meticulously, combed over. It looks to be gelled or moussed. I don't know. It's kind of shiny. He's a little pale, which is weird to see down here in Texas on the Bay. But I mean, maybe he just stays inside. Or maybe he's just that white.
Yeah, there are some people who just don't tan, Zeb.
Yeah.
They just burn and then they get nothing for it.
Yep. All it does is hurt a lot.
You're either a ghost or a lobster. So is it normal to see outsiders in the slumlord apartment, or
no?
This,
usually
extraordinary.
The only people that you'll see in this apartment are other gang members or like a delivery boy that got let inside. Usually the delivery boy is like a little nervous, but I mean, you know, it's fun to just fuck with them sometimes. You leave a good tip.
And you said Ricky is there?
Ricky is there. Ricky
So
has a.
I would want to ask Ricky, what's up with the fancy dude, man?
Ricky's face, like his eyebrows shoot up, and he gives you like his hand moving over his throat, like no, stop.
Huh.
So please.
I'm all curious. I got to stare at the other guy for a moment.
Yeah,
he's not paying attention to you. In Spanish, he does ask Ricky. So these are them then? Yes, boss man. This is them.
I whisper to Mars, "Oh crap, it's BM."
And I because my character Mars only has one in Spanish language, I'm gonna say that he really only knows the curse words. So
Fair enough.
He goes. He looks over at Manny and goes, "Merda."
You can't say that on camera, man.
Oh, poop, dude. You gotta say poop. I mean, el poop.
Bienvenidos, señores. And he looks up at the two of you. Boss man is fine. I don't appreciate being called BM, though. Kindly stop, Emmanuel.
I like point at Mars. Nonchalantly, like, these guys, man, you can't trust all of them.
So, I hear that it was the both of you that stopped those rabid dogs from ransacking the storage house. Is this true?
Yeah, we scared him off. We took a
It
beat.
hurt a little bit, but we got it.
Wonderful.
They're hurting more than we are.
Good. You'll always want to take a piece without sacrificing one of your own.
That's right.
Since the two of you are feeling so much better now.
It's all the heroin. It does wonders for the pain.
I have a job for you. But first, did you catch the name of the gentleman that fixed you up? I would like to thank him personally.
I'm just gonna look over at what was his name again?
Ricky?
Yeah, Ricky. Yep. I'm just gonna glance over at Ricky.
Give me a wits expression.
All right, wits expression,
or a wits investigation.
Oh, I got that Theban sorcery again.
Sure, add in your Theban sorcery.
Okay, here we go.
Everyone wants to know what the accident turned out to be.
Ooh, a single success.
Yep.
So, excuse me. You've worked with Ricky for a while now, and you like hanging out with him. He's a fun dude. And you know what? He knows a lot of people. He can show you a lot of good times. You've kind of learned to read his expressions a little bit. And from what you're seeing here, he does not meet eyes with you when you look over to him. It doesn't look like he's looking at anything in particular, but you get the feeling that what he's telling you is that he knows the dude's name, but he never gave it to Bossman.
So unaware of this, and I don't know the dude's name either. I was going to say, hey, Bossman, I just dreamed it at first, but this guy was talking all funny. He was like, anytime he talks, he was talking like that. But I don't know the dude's name, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was out of it, man.
Go ahead and give me a composure subterfuge.
Okay. We share the screen one more time.
Who? Both of us, or
Zeb? Because he has reason to doubt. He has reason to doubt Ricky here, and he's chosen to play into his bluff.
Yep. Composure, subterfuge.
Ooh. Okay, so that is a 4, an 8, a 2, a 5, and a 1. So the 1 should cancel out that 8, which means you're at 0 successes.
Yep.
Is there anything you would like to do with that? Remember what resources you have available to you as this character.
Is it willpower that lets you roll another one?
Willpower will give you an extra die in an extended roll, but in a instant roll like this, it would give 1 success.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Just remember, Zeb, we're red shirt characters. We're disposable.
Right.
One episode.
I wouldn't say that.
Well,
Like
you
maroon
wouldn't, because they're
shirts.
your characters.
I know exactly how important you are to the story. Don't get ahead of me.
Can I deflect it over to Ricky using ally?
Ooh. So what you're trying to do here is use. So you're pretty sure that you can't get 1 over on Bossman here. So you want to try and throw Ricky under the bus?
At least imply that it's Ricky holding up the info, not you. Which is throwing him under the bus, but a nicer way to say it.
Throw him under the bus. I do. I want to throw him under the bus because
hell yeah.
And I have, I will say one of my vices is envy, and I'm a little envious of Ricky being superior in the gang standings to.
Ooh, I love it. Mechanically, you're getting nothing from this, but I love the play here. Go ahead and give me an allies roll. You need 2 successes to have all of the blame put on Ricky here. 1 success, you're catching some flack too, more than likely.
All right, cool. Rolling 3 d10s. Damn it!
Oh, so
that works, doesn't it?
That's 0 successes mathematically, a 7, a 1, and a 10. But you can re-roll that 10 to attempt 1 more.
At least 1 success. I'm gonna do it. An 8.
All right. So, you you try to go along with Ricky's subterfuge here, and you hesitate for just a little longer than you should have, and you recognize that immediately. So as Bossman is raising his eyebrow for your silence, you quickly tell him, well, I didn't catch it, but like I heard that apparently Ricky found the guy and like he brought him to us. So I'm pretty sure Ricky knows him. Bossman takes a look at Mars, looks over to Ricky, and then looks at one of the unnamed gentlemen. We'll call him Daryl. No, we have a Daryl. We're going to call him Derek. Boss man comes out from behind the kitchen counter, drink in hand, takes a sip, sets it down in front of Ricky. Ricky, you have some loyal men. Ricky starts sweating here and looking at the glass. And boss man just casually moves one of his arms over to Ricky's back, and it looks like he's like scratching his back or maybe like rubbing his shoulder a little bit. Well, he addresses you again, and you notice his hands stop, and you see the fabric of Ricky's shirt tighten just a bit. Well, in that case, don't you worry about it. But that job, I'm told that the two of you are actually quite good at what you do. There's
not emphatically, yes. No idea what it is I do, but yes, I'm definitely good at it.
I do that. I'm like, well, you know what?
There's not a man in Copano Nuevo that could stand toe to toe against you, Emmanuel. Not as far as I know, anyways. And you, Mars,
shake a scarred fist in the air. Yeah,
you have a knack for getting the wrong people on the right side of you. I think you two would be perfect. Now, I have reason to believe that one of the items in that storage unit did get taken. It seems like it was taken a couple of nights before I asked you to, before Ricky here. He like shakes him a bit. Ask the two of you.
You can tell
to help out there.
He's sweating, I bet.
Oh yes, he's.
I just keep looking over at him, like just with my eyes.
Yeah, Ricky's not happy. He's scared shitless.
Just because I can't shake this, it could be a plot twist in my head. This isn't Victor Cruz, right? Boss man is not Victor Cruz.
I've not described him.
Okay.
And even if I say that he looks like a taller Hispanic Tom Cruise, what would that mean to Manny? What would that mean to Mars?
It's mostly Joe asking, which is why I asked it like that, you know, as a like inevitable or possible plot twist or whatever, right? Because I don't think Manny would care about plot. It's been his boss man the whole time, as far as he knows, right?
Now, I think that somebody took it to Copano Steelworks, but I'm not sure. I have a strong suspicion.
I'll bet.
But if they did take it there, I wouldn't know where to start looking.
It's a big place.
Oh, very big. Very intricate.
It's out of commission, right?
No, it's fully functional steel mill.
Okay, all right.
And there's always so many people there. It's rather difficult for someone like me to go in and meander. So I want the two of you tonight to head that way and look around the offices. Not for the package. You wouldn't know what you're looking for. I want maps, blueprints, and if you can find them, business ledgers.
Yeah, definitely. We could do that.
Yeah. Emmanuel,
I'm just ass-kissing now after his reaction to Ricky. Yeah.
Yeah. When you say that, he immediately, Emmanuel, would you even know what a business ledger looks like?
I mean, it's going to be like a book with numbers like money in it, right?
Okay. How is that any different from a finance textbook?
Well, I mean, the business
don't think about it too
won't
hard.
Say like first edition on it, right?
Don't think about it too hard.
I don't think I could.
That's all I need from you. A map of the buildings and any finance paperwork that you could find. If you do stumble on the package, then see if you can bring it out. But don't
are we going to be
try
able
it.
to carry it?
Don't try it unless you're sure you could get it out. Oh, you absolutely could, Emmanuel.
With your big muscles.
Mars even might be able to. It'd be a bit of a hassle, but I think he could do it.
And we'll know it when we see it, right? I like casually trying to get him to tell us what it is we're not supposed to be knowing.
It'll be obvious it doesn't belong there.
Okay.
All right.
Any questions that aren't above your station?
No, definitely not. All of my questions are easily above my station.
In terms of a way in, could you fashion, falsify ID tags so we can go in during the day, or is this a strictly nighttime operation?
The less people that we have to interact with, the better.
Understood.
Now, if you want to stick your own neck out there and get those documents yourself, you're a resourceful guy. I believe in you.
Got it, boss man.
We got this.
You still have a few hours before the sun sets. Go do whatever you need to prepare. I need to have a talk with Ricky.
I would get a burger and some soup.
Derek, show them out. And Derek just kind of takes the both of you, like doesn't push you out, but like hand on you, like, all right, guys, time to leave. Let's go.
Do we see that like he like walks back over to Ricky like while the door's closing, like the Godfather?
Yes.
Yes. And Ricky has that I don't know, the deer in the headlights look probably as he's coming over.
Yep. He looks like a man that has just seen the visage of death himself.
Oh boy.
You exit the apartment, you head towards the car, you open the doors, and as you get in, but just before you close the car doors, you hear the shattering of glass and a very loud thud from the apartment.
Ooh. Ricky is expired.
But hey, that's Ricky's problem.
Yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, things are looking up. This plays into both hope and
all right.
Nice.
So you have a few hours to make any sort of preparations you need to before attempting to get into the steel mill. Manny, you get a text message from a friend of yours, an old friend of yours, George Rhodes.
George. What did George send me?
He sends you a message that says, glad to hear you're feeling better. I left you a present for next time.
Oh. Well, I guess I'd like to go check out where the present is.
You convince Mars to stop by your place real quick, and you do see a package there on your porch. Looking at it, it's addressed to you in loose handwriting made in a permanent marker. You open it up, and it's a couple of boxes. They're unmarked. They've got something kind of rattling around inside. Like it feels like a bulky thing or like a lot of small things bunched up together. Opening them both up, you see one is a box of 12 gauge shells. just
Nice.
regular buckshot rounds. And the other one, when you open it up, there's a little note on top of a bunch of blue 12 gauge shotgun shells instead of the classic red. Okay. The note says, use an emergency.
I use the red ones in emergencies already. I wonder what kind of emergency the blue ones need.
Huh. I don't know.
Maybe a
not sure
natural emergency.
George has been very distant with you lately. It's a little weird that he would just drop this off, and you know how he feels about your affiliations. So it's even stranger that he would give you something to help you in your job.
So I guess if I would be a little confused with that, after I open the boxes, I would just send George back a text with a single question mark. Well, let me take that back. I'll take a picture of what I just opened up and add a question mark and use that as my reply. Because if I wouldn't expect George to send this, I almost want to make it so that he has to confirm it without me really prompting.
Okay. You give me an allies roll here, and you can go ahead and add your manipulation into it.
So that would be 5 of them dices. There we go. Is Zeb ready to show it? I'm almost ready to click it. Click it. Oh, look at this.
One razor's edge.
But I could re-roll the 2 10s?
Yes. So we've got a 7, 2 1s, and 2 10s.
Yeah.
So one barely not a success, and then the next 4 dice just cancel each other out. You can re-roll those 10s if you'd like.
Here we go.
1 success.
1 success. A 4 and an 8.
Okay. With the single success, you get a message back from George, and it's a little odd. He says, "I heard you were going out. Figured you'd appreciate the help."
I just reply back, "Thanks, man. I'll be safe." Figure that's about all he's going to offer me over text, and I don't want to push it too much farther. And I guess the one thing I would want to check, just for my own curiosity, if I compare a blue shell and a red shell, is a blue one heavier, lighter? Does it feel different? Any tactile difference to it?
With your shotgun specialty, I'll go ahead and say that you can almost instinctively tell that the red shells are regular buckshot. However, the blue shells seem to be a slug of some sort, but something's off about the weight.
Okay. Off as in it feels heavier or lighter than I think it should?
You're not really sure right now.
Okay. I'm so tempted. So I have a sawed-off shotgun. Is it double barrel or pump action?
It's a pump action sawed-off shotgun. So you still have, like, it's just cut down to the length of the magazine tube.
All right. So I don't know why, but I feel like Manny is a little bit of a gambler, maybe. I'm going to load the shotgun with a red one, then a blue one, a red one, then a blue one, a red one, then a blue one.
Okay.
So it says magazine is 5+1. So the first one's going to be red. Next one's going to be blue when the time comes.
Which means that you currently have the shotgun loaded.
I would now, yes. As soon as we know 2 things at this point: that my childhood friend thinks I'm getting in enough danger that he sent me some special ammo, and we're about to infiltrate some steelworks place, not in a friendly manner. So I at least want to be prepared with my gun, my real gun.
All right.
Yeah.
Mars from the car, you see him opening up the package, kind of looking at the boxes before whipping a shotgun that he keeps like tucked into his pant leg out and just immediately loading it. One last
for my what would this be? 1980s or 90s Hammer Time parachute pants. You never could tell if I got my gun with me or not because my pants are so damn big.
No, you have 1990s or early 2000s Jinko jeans.
Well, there could be that too. Yeah,
You've got a pair of tearaway pants on top of your normal pants,
even better.
just so you could use them like a giant pocket. You know,
That's awesome.
like you don't tear the pants off. You just like open the seam on one side, reach in that way.
I like it.
Regardless of how you hide it.
The only other thing I was going to say that I would want to do in the couple of hours we have is at least at a very basic, what do the normal employees at the Steelworks wear? Do they wear like jeans and a black button-up shirt, like like what I'm wearing, like a Dickies work shirt kind of thing? And if so, I would want to at least wear the same colors that they typically wear, so that as soon as we get there, it's not like, hey, what are those guys there in, hot pink outfits?
Okay, so there's no standard uniform, kind of, but the typical dress is heavy duty work pants, some style of boot, and a durable shirt. Because this is South Texas by the Bay, it's usually a short sleeved heavy duty shirt, but some guys are crazy and they'll wear their long sleeves.
The whole place is like an ad for Dickies.
Yeah.
Typically, and you know this because you've seen plenty of them like out on lunch. Typically on shift, they'll be wearing a set of, or they'll be wearing like a jumpsuit, like coveralls, to work with.
I guess then my point would be to dress as though I could easily be mistaken for a regular worker.
It's not difficult at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, with your line of work, you've invested in some heavy duty clothing. You kind of need it.
Okay. And that was, for me, that was what I would want to do to prepare. The dress and then what you introduced with George. So now I have alternating ammo shotgun and ready to go.
Yeah, I am completely ready. My thing is, I would probably rather do this in the cover of nightfall, either tonight or the following night. So whatever Manny's up for.
Well, I think that's what Bossman was saying too. It'd be a couple hours before it was dark or sunset. I can't remember the words he used, but the idea was we were going at dark anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
But I figure it's a Steelworks probably has some form of 24/7 operation, because I'm sure it costs a lot of money to shut down some kind of smelting thing.
It does cost a lot of money. There is a night shift. Naturally it's lower staff numbers, but they are able to keep the plant running 24/7.
And that's why a disguise matters at least a tiny bit, even if not a lot.
That's also why you don't have any stealth, because you can't crouch with a shotgun in your pants.
That's right. That's what I tell all the girls. You don't crouch with a shotgun in your pants, babe.
Jesus. You know what he can get away with, though? Just because well, yes. Just because I know I didn't give him the giant like merit, but I just see Manny as like a big dude. So I'm pretty sure he could get away with like having the shotgun taped to his back.
Probably, yeah. That'd be interesting.
Are you taking any extra shells with you?
Yeah, probably a handful of each. And by handful, I mean, I guess that'd be like 3 or 4 of each, red and blue.
Okay, so please make sure to note the order that you have the shells loaded, and then how many shells of each type you have with you.
Okay. I'm going to say, just to make it easy, a total of 10 each, and 6 of them are already in it, so I guess I would have 4. No, that's too many. I'll say 6 each, and the gun has 3 of each in it, so I still have 3 of each in a pocket, or pockets.
Okay.
Because too many, I mean, shotgun shells aren't tiny, and they're not huge, so you could fit like 3 in a pocket without it bulging, but you probably can't fit 10. Right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And the hopefully the idea is that 1 is all you need per
yeah,
hopefully.
And if the one red one doesn't do it, we get to find out what blue does.
Miniature explosion rounds.
Yeah. No matter what, I don't stay very close when I'm using a shotgun. So I hopefully I won't be in the blast radius when that happens.
An important thing to note on firearms: you have 3 distinct ranges.
I see that.
The first range number is close range. The second
And this is feet.
Yards.
Yards. So 20 yards for a sawed-off shotgun seems, because the point of the sawed-off is a spray wider. So I would think short range for a sawed-off shotgun would be like 10 feet, not 30 feet.
Oh no, not even that. Okay. That's way too low. Because
getting into blunderbuss territory.
Yeah, when you saw off the barrel, you do reduce the effective range, but then that goes into shot spread theory, and that's its whole own can of worms. I just went with the regular mechanical shotgun.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, it just threw me off because I assume 20 feet, 40 feet, 80 feet, but if it's yards, then yeah, I'll snipe with it.
Here's the thing, though. Shooting at medium range gives you a -2 penalty. Shooting at long range gives you a -4 penalty.
Oh. All right. Probably won't do that too much then.
Yeah. I think that's actually why I went with the sawed-off variant, because the regular shotgun has the same ranges as a pistol, and that's wrong.
Right.
That's just wrong. Anyways.
Cool.
What sort of preparations does Mars want to do?
He's going to take a deep breath, and as per usual, he's going to smoke a cigarette like all my characters.
And it's all the same cigarette too. They just pass it between them.
Mom said it's my turn with the cigarette. Gimme.
It's the never-ending cigarette, like the gobstopper from Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah.
You'll never have to buy smokes again.
Man, a smoke actually does sound really good right now. Regardless,
they're Marlboro Reds too, man. It's flavor country down there.
Oh hell yeah!
Welcome.
You got to roll yourself up a cowboy killer.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Like I'm ready to just I'm light, you know. I'm more about just trying to sneak around instead of brute forcing my way through everything. So I'm ready to go. I woke up at 2 p.m. So
I'll shoot a hole in the building. I'll shoot a hole in the building and you sneak through it. Yes. They'll never see it coming.
Alrighty. So you wait for nightfall. It does take a few hours, like Bossman said it would. Are you waiting for just dusk, or are you waiting for like actual nightfall?
The first one, dusk.
All right.
I think it would coincide, and I may be being smarter than Manny at this point, but shift change. The first shift change when the sun starts to go down, I think makes the most sense. Yeah. Yeah. Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, to me, it makes the most sense to wait till dusk because the place might be lit up, you know, since there is a night shift, like once we get close enough. But if I remember right, that place has a really big fence around the whole yard, and the yard probably isn't as well lit as when you get closer to the foundry.
Okay, I'm going to follow your lead on this, definitely.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you need something shot, you'll let me know.
Yeah, I will. As I'll say.
Yeah, just that little motion. That thing gets shot. Do it. It would work too. I'd just blam.
No questions.
Yep.
Just
all right. Want to see a blue one now? Yeah.
All right. So waiting until dusk, you do get closer to the property. Are you parking the car like right on the fence line, or are you leaving it a block or two away?
I'm gonna park at this motel that is really in close vicinity of the steelworks mill.
It does have the perfect view or perfect position of the open yard once you get past the trees.
Yep, and that's my suggestion. We're gonna park at the motel, and sneak in through the trees. If we have to jump or cut the fence, That's what's going through my head right now.
Okay. Parking at the motel, you see, or as you're pulling up, you see a individual dressed in a turtleneck sweater carrying a clothes iron and moving into one of the rooms. You don't see any other activity at the motel, though.
It's nice and dead here.
Nice.
Quickly shut off the car.
Yeah.
You get about your business. Now, the fence itself is about 9 feet tall. It is a chain link fence with a little bit of barbed wire running across the top. Not like curls of barbed wire, but like a straight line, just like hanging off of a prong every 12 feet.
You think you can jump it?
I think let's check the dumpster for something we can throw over it. Maybe an old mattress or something.
A carpet or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at the dumpster, you find trash bags. That looks like some old Burger Monarch down in there.
You hungry?
Are there full burgers inside of it?
No. No.
I was going to use burgers as like handcovers.
It's mostly just like the paper debris and a cup that smells suspiciously like soup.
I do like that this very hot, very like on the beachside town, and everybody's just drinking hot soup. It's like the worst thing.
What do you mean everybody?
Everybody.
Two people from up north.
Everybody.
Andy was talking about burgers and soup a minute ago.
Yep.
Yeah, he might have been talking about like a cold soup though. You know,
there's got to be some
maybe
like cardboard box or horribly soiled, unsavable linens that are in the trash. Something we can toss over the barbed wire.
Go ahead and give me a wits investigation, one of you.
Wits? I got 2. Investigation is what? 1. I could do 3 dice. I can do that.
I would do 4 because my wits is 2.
Oh, you should do it then.
All right.
Since this was your idea, I won't include my Theban sorcery.
Wits investigation. Let's see how this goes.
But that could be the difference between success and failure, Joe.
It would for sure. For me,
you must embrace your Theban heritage. Okay, so it's a dramatic failure, Mars. A 2, a 1, a 5, and a 5.
Great. I'm just going to throw Mars over it and then climb it.
So I will ask, which dumpster are we looking in?
The dumpster at the motel.
Is it the one behind the motel that maybe some interesting things happened in the last episode?
Now, typically, a motel doesn't have a dumpster in the front unless it's super seedy. Dumpster should be in the back all the time.
I have described the dumpster twice before in the regular storyline. It is out front on one end of the parking lot. When you went to partake in activities described in our last episode, you did manage to find a dumpster out back because you figured it was going to be better than dumping that stuff in the one out front. It was actually not the dumpster for the motel. It was the dumpster for the convenience store.
Okay.
Understood. Okay. Well, tell me how
there's nothing.
Fail.
If there's nothing in the dumpster, I guess Eli, unless you want to describe the failure, I guess.
I will describe this dramatic failure. So, you're searching around the dumpster, looking in, trying to gather up cardboard pieces. Maybe somebody threw out like a couch or something. This is an old motel. There's got to be broken furniture around. And as you're rummaging about, you feel a sharp pain in your hand as you're moving one of the trash bags around. Looking at it, something has pierced your hand. You're bleeding a lot
of needles.
Fuck.
You are going to go ahead and take 1 lethal damage.
Ooh. I don't know what that means. Does that take away 1 health?
That's right.
Yeah. It'll be the diagonal cross.
Yep. All right.
You are able to stop the bleeding. You The car is good enough that there was actually a first aid kit like in the trunk when you got it.
Yeah.
So you've got some gauze, you've got some antiseptic. Hurts like a motherfucker, but hey, you're fine now. And look, padded hand.
Which hand is it?
We're gonna flip a coin for that. Heads is left, tails is right.
It's your favorite
Tails,
wanking hand.
It's your right hand.
Okay, come on, left-handed.
Really? Are you?
He was waiting for what you said, so he could.
Let's
announce
flip a
his
coin to
handedness.
determine that. Heads
You
is
gotta
left,
flip it with your left hand,
right-handed.
though.
It's tails.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Don't worry, I'm not giving you any penalties yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Just after that first shot, take another lethal damage. The wound is reopened.
Yep. But you're unable to find anything to really pad your fall. Nor do you find anything useful for like avoiding the barbed wire.
Yeah, that's what I was really looking for. I'm not so worried about the fall as I am just getting cut up. But I guess we're already starting to get cut up, so it fits. We're good.
You could just take the damage. There are more than a few ways to beat a chain link fence. Kids, don't try anything you're about to hear about at home or at a place of business.
Only since unless there are miraculously also bolt cutters in the back of the car, my other suggestion was to cut the carpet lining from the car. Because they do have a carpet knife.
I like that. I mean, almost all trunks have a lining that you can just reach under the edge and rip the lining out. You don't even need to cut it.
Yeah, all right. Sure. You can go ahead and make some improvised barbed wire shielding from the carpet lining of your trunk. That was very creative. I'll just give you that one.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
So you will be able to avoid cutting yourself up on the barbed wire climbing over. With how closely the trees are planted to the fence line, you won't have a problem climbing back down. It'll be a little itchy, but you'll be fine.
Okay. Got it.
And I would now like a strength athletics to climb the fence.
Strength. Athletics.
You go first.
And Theban sorcery.
Yes, you can add in your Theban sorcery if you'd like.
Where did it pop up? There it is. That whole modifiers thing pop up. I always forget.
So what's the math on that?
9, 2, 3, 3, 6.
All right.
No super failure.
One success.
I was thinking too. Did the motel dumpster have like 10 perfectly serviceable clothes iron as well in there? They only allow the use of one. They throw all the other ones away.
No, you didn't find anything of value in the trash can.
They got a shipment in, and that old lady was being spiteful.
Yeah, just throw them all away.
No. It was Pablo.
Yeah.
It was Pablo who threw them all away because he didn't like Isaac mouthing off to Meredith.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meredith.
He yelled at the old lady.
You said strength athletics, right?
Yes, strength athletics.
2 successes.
2 successes. I do.
That.
Would you like to re-roll that 10? You've got a 9 and a 10.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You can catch me when I fall down the other side.
Another
9. 3 successes. So
here's what I'm picturing. All these scenes in Lord of the Rings where Gimli struggles to do something and Legolas just like bounces. I'm picturing Manny as like Gimli trying to struggle over the fence, and Mars is just like tiptoeing over the top.
I was gonna
with
say
an injured hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say that when I land, my hand is miraculously healed.
No.
You land in an aloe bush and it like fixes your hand.
It's a bit of trouble getting up, but Manny, since you rolled first, you climbed first, so you're already there on the ground. Mars, you had a little trouble getting up there with your injured left hand, but you had no problem getting back down. As a matter of fact, you could just like step off of the top of the fence and you're already standing on Manny's shoulders. It's a simple matter to just slide down his back from there. He's protecting you from the trees.
awesome.
I'm just awesome that way.
We're like Freak the Mighty.
You're like, what?
Freak the Mighty.
Ah, I see.
Yes.
No, I don't. But
I don't know that one. I was thinking Master Blaster.
It was a children's book. It's actually a very sad children's book. It was a horrible reference.
Jesus. Okay. Anyways, you push into the tree line and you're able to see into the yard.
Okay.
You see 2 patrols of guards around the yard, both of them holding the leashes to a couple of dogs, and both of them have a flashlight. This is a massive yard. Like I would say it's about about 200 yards from the tree line to the inner property, like the foundry itself, where people walk around or cars drive in. The guards themselves are, we'll say 350 yards apart from each other. It looks like they're walking in a circle around the entire plant. They both have flashlights out, just kind of looking around, giving the occasional sweep towards the edge of the property.
They're easy enough to avoid, I take it?
Yeah, I mean, like, how close were they?
350 yards, but they do have flashlights and they do have dogs.
Oh, they have dogs.
Yep.
I fucking hate dogs.
Well, they're all right. I mean, rescuing them is a lot of fun.
Well, not these dogs. Let me rephrase. I fucking hate attack dogs.
They're vicious.
So, I think you should find the best path there for me to follow you.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I
All
feel
right.
like if I started walking there, I would just make noise and they would see me.
So what is your plan of attack?
Blam, 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 blam.
That wasn't literal.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And is it just flat grass or is there like bushes and stuff? Sorry if you already said that.
It is flat grass until you get to the foundry proper, where there's like decorative trees and bushes. You see a couple of rest areas, a basketball court with some very poorly maintained hoops. You can tell even from here, like one of the hoops is like at an angle. It's like 80 degrees off center, or it's like 80 degrees from the ground.
So they replaced the net with chain and then also broke the chain.
Yeah, you see like half the chain dangling off of it.
Just trying to think of like, because if they're just out there, then they're going to, like, it's dusk. They're probably going to see us at some point.
This is why I was like, we should go when they're changing shifts, man. We just walk in when other people walk in.
Yeah.
But I'm not that bright. This is probably a much better idea.
Yeah, you never know.
Let's see. I mean, we could just lay down and wait them out. See if they move to the other side of the property without coming close to us.
Yeah,
and then if they do come close to us, then we do what we have to.
Yeah, they have to have rounds. I mean, they got to walk around the place. Hey, would we know, Eli, does this place have video surveillance that we would already know about? Or do we know that they don't? Or is it just a guessing game?
It's a guessing game, but considering that you're a fully functioning adult in a modern society, it's pretty safe to assume that there's gonna be CCTV on the property. You just don't know where any of the cameras are placed.
So we kind of have to try to blend in one way or another. Not necessarily blend in as people, but blend into the surveillance, right?
Yep.
I see where your head is going.
A note in your favor here is you don't see like light posts or anything in the yard. Like there's nowhere for them to hang up cameras out here, and you didn't see any wiring on the fence.
Yeah, I'm just hesitant to immediately start conflict and like take these two dudes out, especially if they have dogs. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, sure, we could probably like choke out a guy silently if we wanted to,
But could you also choke out both of his dogs?
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like I think it's better to just avoid at this point.
Agreed.
Do you want to wait him out?
There are those trees around, so I would lay down in the grass so that I can still see them, and I would say Manny should hide behind the tree the best he can because he's a big old guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will.
You haven't gotten
exactly
out of
where
the
I'm
tree
told
line
to.
yet. Like both of you are still
So we're both still at the tree line.
like
cool.
Kind of wedged between a few trees, just trying to look through the branches.
Yeah, I'd say wait them out, see if they get far enough away that there's an opening where we could just cut across open ground.
Okay. You wait several minutes, and the guard, the second guard, the one lagging behind the first one, gets a good distance away, and you can just make out the flashlight of the next patrol on the other side of the property. This is probably going to be about as good of a chance that you can get.
All right.
Where's it go?
Yeah, I would say we just leg it. Having been in a situation like this before, I would say
it's fun, isn't it?
We just leg it as fast as possible.
Yep.
Hitting the grass whenever we need, if we feel like we need to. Can I use my danger sense while we're running?
Red light, green light.
What was that, Zeb?
I said, can I use my danger sense while we're legging it?
I'm going to say no here.
Okay.
There's because of your decision to wait it out outside of somebody knowing to look in where you're at with a flashlight right now, there's just no way to spot you. You already know there's no cameras. You're not sure where the wind is blowing, but if you're moving fast enough, guard will probably just think it's like a false flag.
Yep. Let's do it.
All right.
Do it.
Both of you run across the yard. I need a stamina athletics.
And the whole time we just shout, go, 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 go.
Don't hurry, the guard's coming.
Yeah. Do you think they saw us? Stamina and athletics is a...
What is it? Tell me. I need to know.
Submit.
Whoa.
4 successes.
God damn, Manny.
Well, there is a 1 in there.
So you've got 3 successes, but you can reroll 2 dice. Do you want to risk it?
I think with 3 successes, no. I think Manny's confident in his in his sprinting right now.
Right,
got it.
Here we go.
Mars. Ooh,
Yeah,
2 successes, a 10 and a 9. Do you want to reroll that 10?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Oh no!
Just a 9.
That's a 1.
Just a 9.
Okay. So with a single success, Manny, you're used to pushing your body. You know your exact limits. You know how to pace yourself. You know how to monitor your breathing. Maybe not consciously, but you know how to do it. You get.
And I know I'm faster than Mars too.
Oh,
We've raced before. Yeah, I got that.
I did not like it.
You get to the rest area, no problem. You check your heart rate. Yeah, it's going. It'll settle down here pretty soon, unless you have to punch someone. But hey, oh well. You'll already have the adrenaline running through your body, so who cares? Mars, you sprint. You start sprinting across the field. You were lagging behind Manny, but you kind of expected that to happen. Like he pulled ahead of you, and you were like, "Okay, fine." And you tried to give yourself another little boost to speed. Try to really push yourself, and you slip. You slip on a pile of dog shit.
Oh no!
But you recover.
Attack dog shit.
You slow down just a bit. You slow down just a bit, but you do manage to get to the employee break area before the next round of guards.
Okay, has
a chance to see you. Whew. But yeah, now your shoe smells like shit.
That's fine. I shrug it off. I don't really care that much.
You attempt to shrug off the shit. Unfortunately, it is not on your shoulders.
Nice.
Now that you're in the break area, It's currently abandoned, with the latest shift having started just an hour ago. Nobody's out here for their break yet. You chose a good time to sprint across the field. You see a couple of doors to get into the plant. They have turnstiles and some sort of badge reader, it looks like. But you also don't see anything stopping you from just like jumping over.
Like racing in the subway, you just leap over the turnstile, right?
Exactly.
All right.
None of the doors are labeled, so you have no idea where you're moving. But you see 3 points of entry. Do you want to take the one on your left, the one in front of you, or the one on your right? To the left looks to be further.
Follow Mars.
The one to the left looks to be somewhere further in the plant. The one to the right looks to be closer towards the entrance.
Now can Mars use his danger sense?
I think we definitely have to look for an office area, man, because I think that's where the business leaguer. What did he say? I can't remember.
Yeah,
that's where that
the Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Yeah.
To use your danger sense, Zeb, you're going to have to choose a door first.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that you're committed to going through it just yet.
All right.
But I need you to choose a door, as this is going to be like a gut feeling as you reach for the handle or the push bar or whatever.
All right. And you said the one to the right leads deeper into the plant?
The one to the right, they all go deeper in, technically. Right. The one to the right looks to be towards the entrance. The one to the left looks to be towards the back of the plant. And then you have the one right in front of you.
Right in front of us.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a just a second here. I want to say that it's a wits composure or something similar, because the trait itself tells you, hey, go ahead and roll this. You don't roll the danger sense, I don't believe. While I'm looking this up, why don't you describe to me what Mars's danger sense feels like to him? What does it manifest as?
He has really good hearing. Is definitely one of the things. So if when he's going to reach towards the door, if it's a success and he hears something, he can kind of discern how far away it is. And if it's right up close, like right next to the door, like someone's shuffling with shoes, he's gonna know I'm not opening that. Let's choose a different direction.
Okay.
Eli, I don't know if it helps, but I had the book open already and I copied it into the chat of the stream.
I see. I appreciate that. I just found it in the actual book.
Okay.
So you're going to give me a wits composure roll, and you have 2 extra dice to roll.
All right. So wits composure.
Yes.
I'm just going to roll it and then roll 2 dice.
Got it. So this is going to be pseudo superhuman hearing.
When you do that though, can't you with the modifier thing that pops up? Can't you just put 2 in that? And
probably.
I've never tried it because it just annoys me that it keeps popping up. But that's a whole other thing.
Ooh. Okay. So.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
18119. So
we have 4 1s and 2 successes.
So that's 2 critical failures.
So you are definitively at a dramatic failure. A willpower isn't going to help you here.
Word.
So, wow. Do you want
the door explodes?
I was about to say
pouring hot lava. It's the T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Would you like to spend a willpower to roll a D10 instead of just auto adding a success? Because you then have a chance to get a 10. You also have a chance to get another 1. But what's it going to do at this point?
Yep, might as well. I'm down for it.
Okay.
Roll 1 more
1 D10. It's a 10.
10. Oh my. He's on a roll.
Okay. With a single success here, you'll be able to take it away from dramatic failure.
It's a 3.
Oh, it's a 3.
All right. That's... You
That's right.
reach towards the door, and you don't hear anything on the other side of it. You hear the wind behind you. You hear the buzzing of the fluorescent lights in the break area. You hear Manny's breathing as he's getting used to slowing down now. But you don't hear anything from the other side of the door. So, how do you interact with the Monty Hall problem?
I just open it.
All right. Door number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a brand new car.
Woo! You open up the door and you find yourself in a cafeteria. There is no one here. Oh, nope. There's a janitor.
Food.
Okay.
Kind of looks up at you, looks away, goes back to sweeping the floor.
Do they have any vending machines that take shotgun shells as currency?
No, they have vending machines that take money.
Oh, well.
I mean, any vending machine will accept a shotgun shell.
And then you get everything you want.
You just gotta apply it, right? Everything's free if you have enough gun.
Wait, what else is this? Like a dead end? Like this is the only thing? Like there's no other doors in this room?
There are several doors leading out from the cafeteria. It looks like there's a main entryway that looks to go to like some sort of production floor. Like you can see machinery out there. You see a like a kitchen area, or like almost like a buffet style kitchen area with some more doors leading off of that. You see a couple of doors with their own set of interior turnstiles, and a few other doors that presumably lead to some sort of hallway. You're pretty sure one of them is just a closet, though.
Okay. I'm just going to... I'm going to go through the door that doesn't lead towards the factory floor, but it doesn't have the turnstiles on it.
Okay. Opening that door, you find yourself in a small office space area. Like you see some cubicles set up. There you can hear people talking in the cubicle. Some are on the phone, some are talking to each other. See a couple people getting up, walking around. Most of them are dressed in that like work casual kind of clothing. Some are dressed more business fashion minded.
Right.
But you see nobody in these offices wearing a jumpsuit.
Okay. And we're looking for, what was it again? A business ledger?
You're looking specifically for a physical map. Something you can take.
Right. Blueprints, and if we get a business ledger. Yes.
Yeah. If you can find any sort of business, any sort of finance documents, he wants them.
Interesting.
But your primary objective is a set of physical blueprints.
I'm specifically looking now for if they happen to have a directory, like not necessarily directory, but I think the wall that has accounting with an arrow pointed this way, HR with an arrow pointed that way, that kind of thing. Is there anything like that? Any indication of where different departments are?
Not in here, no. But you do see on one side of the room is a very, very rough outline of the plant with escape routes listed on it, evacuation routes, storm shelter areas. It does not have much detail at all, but if you take it as fact, you could use it to guide yourself through the plant, at least generally.
I'm going to take a picture of it on my cell phone so that I have it handy.
Okay.
This is what I do in real life too.
No, I totally get it. Believe me.
Like whenever I check into a hotel anywhere, I take a picture of the hotel room door so I can remember what room I'm in.
Ooh, okay.
Eli's making ghost rolls back there.
I'm not ghosting shit.
I know I can see him, but I'm going to say that because it's funnier.
You take a picture on your cell phone, and you stop. Mars, you're looking around, just trying to gauge who's here. Is there anybody important? Is somebody going to rat you out while you're here? Manny, you take a picture of this map, and you hear a voice behind you from one of the cubicles. It's a middle-aged woman. She's like leaning out of her cubicle. Did you lose the map on your badge? Do you need a new one? I can have Debbie print you one.
Yes, ma'am. I probably have to talk to Debbie. It's like my second day, and I think I left my badge in the car.
You can go ahead and give me a manipulation subterfuge. You are lying to this woman directly.
Oh yeah, she started it.
This was gonna be, that was gonna be my course of action next.
So I have manipulation, a tube now subterfuge. I don't have anything. If I click it, is it going to give me the -1? Do we know?
It should. If not,
Let's
we
find
can
out.
just adjust manually.
All right, I'm going to roll this because it should be. You said manipulation, subterfuge. I have 2 in manipulation, 0 in subterfuge. So when it rolls, it should only roll 1. Right. Let's see.
That's the idea.
Submit.
So how well do you lie to this woman?
1 success and it's a 9.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
That looks like it did all the math properly.
Yep.
So it added my 0 for thief and sorcery. So yeah, I nailed it.
Manny, you're not used to lying. You don't really like lying. You don't think it's a good way to get stuff done.
Well, this was easy because she said Debbie, so I could repeat something she said without having to make up a lot.
But this is somebody that you don't know, who's just working here, just doing her job, and you kind of want to just keep her out of it. Mm-hmm. So you're like, well, you see, it's my bad.
Yeah. So me, I'm sorry.
You play the fool. Thankfully, you're already a bit of a fool.
Oh, it's easy.
So it's not hard.
Comes natural.
She gives you a look of pity, says, well, all right. Why don't you just go on to HR and I'll send Debbie a text, and then you can go ahead and get a new map for your badge. If it's just out in your car, then it should be fine to just go back and get it, but just make sure to talk with your supervisor first. I don't want anybody thinking you just left the job you just got.
Okay, I'm going to push it here, Eli, so I don't know what you want to do with it. I'm going to push it because now that I've got a little rapport with not Debbie, because I don't know her name, but I know Debbie somebody else, is HR near accounting? Is that right? Because this place is like a maze. I can't remember where anything is.
Okay.
Because numbers, I'm going to say Manny can associate business ledger with the word accounting. So it's like, I'm going for accounting. Now it's probably in the manager's office, nowhere near accounting, but still, that's what I'm going with.
Okay, yeah. She tells you no. HR is that office that you walk by right as you get into the plant. It's just there on your right. So so just go back to the entrance and it'll be right there.
All right, great, thanks. And then I nudge Mars. I told you that's where HR was. Why'd we go to the cafeteria?
And I'm just like blank, like half eyes open, just glaring. Just turn around and walk out the back.
Really, dude?
ready to walk away now. That was probably the best acting I've done in a long time.
All right. You head on out. Thankfully, with your evacuation map, you also figure out where the entrance is. So you're able to figure out where HR is. And according to the evac map, you were right. Accounting is nowhere near HR. It's on the other side of the plant, not lengthwise, but like widthwise.
Right.
Okay.
You would have to cross a whole bit of production floor to get there. A couple of smelters, some conveyor lines, and what looks to be a lot of dudes that are pretty angry about where they work.
I pretend to be all proud of myself. All right, I got us out of that mess, Mars. Now you get us back on track, will you?
All right.
I don't want to have to do everything.
Now, because if we go to HR, even if that lady sent a text, she's going to have to ask for our names, and we're going to have to falsify something like are we, if she types in a name that isn't in the system, you know what I mean? Like, is it going to,
I don't really want to go to HR. I want to go to accounting.
Yeah. I'm just going to forget about the whole HR and badge thing.
But at least now we know not that door.
Yep. And I'm going to say, let's move into the plant.
Let's make sure we have whatever safety gear other people are wearing. Like if people are walking by with safety glasses, there's got to be a space for safety glasses for visitors, and we should grab some so we look like the other people.
Yeah. Are there any lockers in the cafe?
No, not in the cafe. You didn't see any around there. You don't see any lockers on the production floor either. Looking at the evac map, you do see a couple of locker rooms, but those are in the entryway. Like you have to snake from the employee entrance through the locker rooms before you get into a security office, and then that takes you to the main plant, which is right where HR is.
Interesting. I don't know what to do here.
You would be able to find some safety gear. As a matter of fact, both of you get yelled at. What the fuck are you doing? Where's your PPE? God fucking damn it. I can't stand these people. It's in the training before you ever get on this plant floor. It is drilled into your head, like just kind of going off as he like gathering up like a couple sets of gloves, some goggles.
I can't help but snicker and elbow Mars when I'm like, he said pee-pee.
I'm going to pretend that my English isn't very good.
You're going to talk to him in broken Spanish?
You see.
The broken Spanish that you only know the curse words in?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. Okay. Go ahead and give me a language roll. Give me a composure language.
All right. Composure roll, and then I'll add 1 to it for my language.
This, God.
You're going to have 20 successes. You're going to start speaking fluid. 3. Oh my gosh. That was close. 3 out of 4 dice.
8. Okay. You think back to your Spanish 1 lessons and what little bit that Manny and Ricky have been able to teach you, and you get by. He seems to believe that you don't talk a lot of English, so he talks. He goes on the same rant, just in Spanish.
Actually, he's just completely bilingual.
But he doesn't actually engage in conversation with you. He's just pissed off that you're not doing your goddamn job. But eventually it does suit you up. And then he asks,
now it was real that I couldn't really understand what he was saying.
Eli, I thought you were going to say that all of the Spanish that Mars learned was from safety films. So it's like the only words in Spanish he knows is actually how to speak safety.
He just says it with enough emotion, people think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
He yells at you for a little bit more. Not really because he's angry, but more just he kind of has to for you to hear him. Before telling you to go back to your fucking station. I don't know where the hell you're supposed to be, but if you're not back there, I am getting you kicked out. I'm getting you fucking fired. As he just turns and like goes about his business, still ranting.
Why didn't you ask him where the ledger was?
Man, I don't know.
All right. How are we going to find it?
I don't think he was going to answer us even if we did.
Probably not. He seemed kind of angry.
All right, so now we're on the plant floor in our PPE with our gloves, safety glasses, and I'm assuming hard hat.
Yes.
Those little caps for the steel toes for the shoes kind of thing.
What can we see? Is it is there like a catwalk, like a mezzanine that like leads over to another section of the plant?
Ooh, that's a good point. There should be safe paths to walk instead of past industrial equipment. There ought to be a way to walk around it.
Yes. So here on the ground floor, you do see some clearly defined pathways, color coded to distinguish between a walk zone and a work zone. You do see a few catwalks overhead. From what you can tell from the evac map and like actually looking at the production floor now, it looks like most traffic is directed through hallways adjacent to, like parallel to the production floor.
Okay. I'd say we hit up that walkway. From what we know, that the further away we get from HR, those are the doors that we should be trying.
I like that idea, man. Let's do it.
Okay.
We walk with purpose as if we worked here, because I don't want to get fired. This time go back.
That'd be the worst thing to happen right now. If you get fired from a job you don't have.
I need this paycheck.
You move down. You move down the plant and getting into some of these hallways, trying to find a way upstairs. You pass by several rooms. You see several like test labs. You see one or two like interior break rooms. You see a couple of maintenance closets, a few more office spaces. But eventually you are able to find your way up onto the catwalks. Once you are up here, there's no longer rooms about. This is just a way to safely move through the production area and get back downstairs to somewhere else.
All right.
I
would still be looking for any signage because I'd be lost. Looking for any signage that tells me where the hell I'm going or what the hell. Yeah.
Most of the signage that you're finding is like nameplates. It seems almost like deliberately obfuscated as to where anything is in the plant. From what you can tell, like just working in general and understanding, like legal safety procedures, and looking back at the evac map you have, you get a feeling in your gut that this barely meets the legal requirements for an evacuation map.
Okay.
Like it almost feels like somebody's intentionally made the building to be confusing and hard to navigate.
I'm going to say, are there any workers around?
Oh, there are plenty.
Yeah. I'm going to look around to see if anybody has like placed their badge anywhere, just to see, like, like I'm sure some people wear it around their neck. Some people have it on that little clip with the zippy thing. When I worked in a place like that, I was always very nonchalant with my security. So
yeah,
you see that people are like, you got the full spectrum of how they treat the badges. Some it's just on one of their breasts, hanging from a quick release necklace. One thing you do notice is that every badge is attached to a short clip attached to a quick release.
Okay. Oh boy, this is gonna be a scary roll.
Yeah, there's no pickpocket skill, right?
It would fall under streetwise or larceny. Larceny is going to be the one that usually applies the most, but depending on how you want to go about it, streetwise could also apply.
I don't have any larceny. I have 2 points in stealth and 2 points in streetwise.
I have 1 point in larceny. And what would you say? Did you say manipulation? Well, I guess here's one way I would want to look at it, Eli, is we could just do this as a team. I can go up and bump into the person, and while I'm saying, oops, sorry, Mars is grabbing his badge.
I do have a second idea, but we can pick and choose which one. I could pretend to be a new supervisor.
Dude, I got terrifying presence. I would be the new supervisor.
Yeah, or that, because I have 3 in manipulation, I have 3 in persuasion. So if I could convince them, maybe not as a supervisor, maybe you could be the supervisor, I can be a security consultant.
There you go.
And we're doing badge checks.
Yeah.
So I would say that we would pick out the meekest looking individual.
Mm-hmm.
And just convince him to let us see his badge and let you take pictures of it.
Okay. There we go, Eli.
Hey, this is an interesting one. So there are rules for doing a play like this. They boil down to a single role using whichever traits you want to apply to it. So that way you don't have like 4 people all rolling their own things. It's just, oh, I've got this trait I want to apply to the role. Okay, I can pair that with this. Cool. Oh, I actually specialize in that. Can I add that on? So to pull this off, you're going to be rolling you need one of your attributes. So one of your main stats at the top. You need one of your skills. And if one of you wants to apply specialization that could add in, then you would also add that. And either of you will end up rolling it. So how do you want to do the split?
I would want to look at it as, first off, whatever the name of the guy was that yelled at us for the PPE. So I looked at his name, remembered that. And then I'm looking at this as presence and intimidation. I'm going to present myself as, I was just hired on with, Vince or whatever the guy's name is. And look, I got the security guy with me. We're going around doing some reprogramming on badges. We need to see yours to see if it's been done yet. Something like that. And it'd all be just straight up, no pauses, just you're going to do what I tell you to do.
This is what they call in the IT world human hacking.
So you want to offer up presence, intimidation, terrifying presence?
Yeah.
And terrifying presence is tied to intimidation.
Cool.
So does Mars want to put anything into this? Do you think do you have something higher than Manny's presence?
I have 3 in presence and 3 in intimidation, just throwing the numbers there.
Then we're the exact same, because my 2 things would have been a manipulation and persuasion, to say, hey, we're doing a security check. We got to look at your badge, scan the barcode on it, and then go back to the office and check to make sure that everything is coming up green. Otherwise, you might be in a lot of trouble, et cetera, et cetera. And I would have used my manipulation and persuasion for that. And I do also have blackmail. It's not really blackmail, so I wouldn't use that. It'd be more like threat. I would
feel like it if you're saying you're in trouble if you don't. That's kind of blackmailish. It's at least a threat.
It's a threat for sure, but when I think about blackmail, it's like I have some dirt on you.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I
would believe the argument for blackmail, because you can blackmail somebody with information you don't actually have.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to find this information out and you're going to be in.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Like, if you convince somebody that you have that dirt already,
right.
That's your blackmail power.
Yeah,
right
yeah. Because we could be like, hey, your name came up in the system.
We're also trying to convince them that we have some authority that we don't actually have.
Yeah.
So I need to know, are you taking one of these 2 routes, or are you actually using your combined stats?
I think we do this together. I take what I was saying And then Mars is essentially like, yeah, he's right, and here's why. We're doing this, and we're checking on you, and you're going to get in trouble if you don't.
So we'll
help us out.
do the presence plus persuasion blackmail.
Yeah, sure.
So we then going to say we're getting 3 dice from me, 3 dice from your persuasion, 3 dice from my presence, 3 dice from your persuasion, and then what do we add for the blackmail? 2 more? Was that it?
It'll add 1 more.
1 more.
But
so
because you're doing
7 dice.
Yeah, because you are both working together here, kind of ganging up on somebody like this in a social setting, I'm going to add another die to your pool.
All right, so 8.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Rolling 8.
Rolling.
Ooh.
There's a 1 in there, but there's also a 10. And then there are 8, 9, and 9. So 3 successes. Well, 4 if you count the 10, and then 1 horrible failure.
Yeah. So you're at 3 successes right now. You can re-roll that 10 if you'd like.
I can't remember. Is there a threshold, like if you get 3 successes, it's the same as like getting 2, or like once you go beyond 4, it's like, oh man, you really knocked it out.
5. 5 is when you when typically you would allow the player just more freedom in describing how the success actually goes.
Uh,
I get you. I'll leave it up to you, Joe, if you want me to roll another dice.
You know what? I'll re-roll it. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
I will roll a D10. Nothing. Oh well. It was a 6. It didn't add, but it doesn't take it away, does it?
No.
Nope.
Okay. I didn't even think about that before. If you roll it and you don't get another success and you don't get a 1, it doesn't take it away. It's just
it adds nothing.
Okay.
Yep. So you do manage to find this individual. He's off to the side. He looks a little unsure about how he's doing his job. So Mars, you immediately pick him out as an easy mark. Like, that's the guy.
This guy, let's do this.
And you bully him hard. Like, it almost constitutes harassment. If not for the fact that you are just so official about it. There's no room for him to argue, and he hands over his badge, kind of shaking a bit. So like, am I gonna go by security to pick it up, or
I get, while he's muttering, I put up a finger and just say shh, nothing more.
We'll bring it back to you once we know what's going on. We'll come back to you and let you know what's going on once we figure everything out. But for now, just keep doing your job as you are, but don't leave.
Stay here.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And I do, as soon as we start walking away, I do that stupid point at my eyes and point at his eyes thing, because I've been intimidating him. So I'm like, here, look, I'm watching you, buddy.
You point up in the sky towards where maybe
all the cameras. Yeah.
You do identify a couple of cameras as you do this. All right.
And as we get out of earshot, I'm laughing. I'm like, we're never going to talk to that guy again. He's going to be freaked out all day.
And I'm like, holy shit, I don't believe that worked. That was awesome.
So
let's do it again. I'm excited. Let's go harass someone else.
You have an employee's badge. You have a bit more freedom than you used to, but you don't know how much freedom this man actually had.
Right. Yeah.
It turns out Timmy, the steel worker, had like 0 access to anything. He even has to be escorted in the front door.
Turns out he's like a visitor.
They can't go to the bathroom alone.
Yeah. So if nothing else, you were saying it looks like let me step back. The woman who told me about Debbie and checking out my badge and all that, she was saying there's a map on the back of the badge. Does that map actually match the picture I took, or is it better or worse?
It matches it exactly.
Okay.
It is,
so it's not like it was just better quality on the badge. Okay. And then the other thing I would look for, just because I know in some places you have these things, is on the badge, is there any contact information? You know, for HR, call this number. For whatever, call this number. Is there any information about the place on the badge other than the guy's name and an evacuation map?
is. It looks like they use some sort of internal like radio system, and on specific channels are ways to contact specific individuals. You've got maintenance team, head of maintenance, security office, things of that nature, like people that you reasonably need to be able to contact at any time. So like there's not any HR contacts, but like anybody that could do any sort of machinery work, anybody that is like a when I worked at a factory, we called them the superintendent for night shift. They were the de facto leader. They were the substitute for the actual people that mattered during the day shift.
Yep.
Okay. I guess because I don't think Manny still understands what a business ledger might be, he's still taking pictures of all of this to be able to share it with Boss Man later. So all of this info about radio channels and all that, that's going to be pictures on my phone as well.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know what to do with it.
Any information is good information, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. And I've got 128 gig of storage on my phone, I think, and should be able to take plenty of pictures. It's all going to iCloud right now. Apple already knows this.
Okay.
Cool. Was there any, and it wasn't, there's no labels or anything on the map on the back of the badge, like, so we still don't know where like a finance office is.
It's a worse version of the evac map because it's like compressed and pixelated to where it's almost unreadable.
It's like the printer was messed up too. It's all smudged and stuff.
Yeah,
Discolored.
that's clearly a hair that was caught in the scanner.
So remember, what's her face there? The woman whose name we didn't get said that accounting was across from HR. So let's just keep going that way, I guess. Since we know where HR was now, we would just let's go to the across of that.
Yep. Heading down that way, you do find a maintenance bay. It looks to be a large workshop, and you see several technicians working in there, repairing tools and like small engines. Moving past that, you get to accounting. It's a similar series of office spaces, like cubicle spaces, that you found by the cafeteria. Again, it's nameplates, people that you don't recognize, don't care about.
What time is it right now?
It's going to be, I'll say about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay, so we would still be on second shift. It would be weird if finance people were in there. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I'm going there.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something laying around that I can take. And I mean like anything. Papers, books, laptops.
Lights are on. No one is here.
you like keep grabbing like the printer test pages that are just sitting on
the calibration pages.
Nice. Yeah. Look at the colors. No bleeding, nothing. This is great. But I would seriously, if somebody like left for the day and just left their laptop on their desk, I want to take that.
Give me a wits investigation.
I got a little bit of wits. 2 there. Investigation for me is 1. Let's see what happens when I roll them. Somebody did. Come on.
Shit.
There's the modifier pop up. Uno suceso.
Let's see.
Look at my Spanish. Rolling in it.
Yeah. No failures.
All right.
No critical failures.
Yeah.
So, you do find a, it's not a laptop. It's a tablet. Okay. It's locked. You don't know the password, but somebody did leave it on their desk, and you just kind of quickly swipe it.
Yep.
Put it into your tearaway pants.
Yep. Now maybe it has something. I'm looking for trophies for Boss Man. Right? Like, look at this stuff I got you, man. I have no idea if any of it's a business ledger or not, but look at all this I got for you.
You do see several filing cabinets, some in the cubicles, some like along the walls. Most of them are along the walls.
I can tell you in Manny's head, business ledger equals if you guys seen the movie Untouchables, when they show the big book and it's just all handwritten, it's all in code. I'm looking for some big leather bound, big legal size paper, that thing that when you open it, it's like 5 feet wide. That when I'm thinking business ledger, that's what I'm looking for.
He's thinking the Constitution, National Treasury.
Yeah.
You don't find anything like that. You keep passing by like binders that are labeled like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, but you don't find any like big heavy tomes like what you're thinking.
I'm going to look like, I'm assuming it's like a bunch of cubicles, but are there individual offices like with closed doors?
The accounting manager's office. Yeah.
That's where I'm gonna start looking, is trying to get into those managers' offices.
These are locked. You do see a keyhole, and you, being you, well, you always keep a couple of hairpins on you.
I'll give it a shot.
Nice.
You're
not sure how to use them, but you keep them on you.
Yeah.
This is going to be a dexterity larceny.
All right, where is, I got to uncheck persuasion. Dexterity.
Yeah, dexterity larceny.
Ooh, that's not going to be a good roll.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I like to think that Manny, when he tries the same thing, he doesn't like pick the lock. He just jiggles the door handle really hard and like folds the pins to set. Okay.
Oh,
there's a success.
Wow. Do you want to roll the 10 or do you want to keep the one success?
Jesus.
Do it.
Oh, it's a 9.
Hey, yo. With a 9.
That's a double Uno success.
Yeah, with a 9, you do manage to get the door open. You get it open pretty quickly. And you get into the office. You figured, you know what? I'm gonna go for broke. Head of accounting office. It's some name. Okay, sure. Yeah, I don't fucking care who you are. You have access to their
calculator.
You have access to their desk, their computer, which is powered off at this moment, a couple of filing cabinets, several binders, a lot of writing utensils, a lot of notebooks.
I was going to say,
is this password on a post-it under the keyboard?
Most definitely. The head of accounting? Yes. I was going to say he's that. His name is that guy that you knew, Joe.
Phineas Q Calculator.
No, the guy we were talking about before the show. Really proper name in both Spanish and.
Yeah. Jonathan Titus Whitefield.
Yeah, that's the head of accounting.
Yep.
Sure. Why not? We're sorry.
Disclaimer's there.
Sorry, John.
Remember what I said? Any likeness? It's coincidental. That makes it not coincidental.
There's just a name.
So, doing a quick search around. You don't have like there's nothing like clearly labeled like the totality of Copano Steelworks' business transactions since inception, but you do find several that are sorted by like 4 or 5 year increments, written on different paper, written in different handwritings. You're finding a lot of handwritten stuff here in this office. Presumably all of the electronic data is going to be on the computer or stored somewhere nearby.
Right.
Excuse me.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to gather up those documents at the very least. I'm going to put them in Manny's big paints.
I hope they stay dry.
Yeah.
One layer will.
As you're doing this, as you're gathering these documents up and getting ready to move them around, you get a bad feeling. Yeah, there's no sound here, and you've kind of tuned out the like hustle and bustle of the main production floor, and you swear you hear something else, a tapping sound. It's not consistent there's no like pattern to it. It's a lot of tapping, getting louder and louder. You realize, oh fuck, somebody's running here. And as you gather the last bit of the documents, you look up and you see the door that you entered from, the little porthole window. There's a security guard with a few people behind him.
Is little Timmy Steelworker one of them? Did he just go rat us out?
No, you cowed him. Like,
okay,
you could have brought him along with you. He probably would have just gone with it. And what's he gonna do?
If so, it would have been click, click, boom. Timmy was down. That's wrath right there.
But what was he gonna do? Like, say no to fucking Manny? Yeah.
We saw them through the porthole. Did we lock eyes or anything like that, or do we have a second? Okay, fuck. So
they know you're there. You know they're there. The door is opening. It swings open, and they shout at you. One of them is reaching for a gun. Stay where you are. I don't want to have to use this.
I put my hand on my shotgun hip, ready.
Yeah, where's Manny standing? Are you in one of the cubicles? Like,
I would probably have been right outside the door of where you were.
Where I was? Okay.
Yeah, because I'd be interested in what you were doing, even if I don't understand it.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna pull you in to the manager's office so that we have so they can't see exactly what we're doing.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Do you also slam the door behind you?
No, we leave it open.
Ooh, you're gonna leave it open for the security guards to come get you, or even worse, you're leaving it open for the end of the episode.
Damn it! All right, I shoot it. Blam, 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 blam.
Well, folks, that's it from Adventures from the Shed. Turns out those blue shotgun shells, they were special meta shells that destroyed the universe around it. Not just that universe, but the universe around that.
Ooh,
so AFTS, no more. I'm sorry.
Nesting universe shotgun shells. That's awesome. Cool. This is definitely cool. I definitely want to see where this leads.
Yeah,
so we'll have to play this again soon.
This was definitely a good idea for a middle person missing episode. To bring those two characters back was a pretty good idea.
And I like the idea of exploring some of the behind the scenes stuff of what's going on in this whacked out town.
Yep.
It's cool.
I mean, people get into some funky situations because these are special characters. They're not going to gain experience points the way traditional characters do. So instead, what we're going to do here is I think we should continue this for another session to wrap up their little story here. If need be, we could even get Randy back into this before diverting back onto the main story. We'll see. We'll get all that sorted behind the scenes. But I would like both of you to look at your character sheets and decide on one skill to improve by one. This could be something that you did this session. This could be something that you think that you're lacking. This could be something that you think you really should be better at, considering who the fuck you are. The choice is yours.
I am going to increase larceny. I think it makes sense. I've successfully lockpicked something. We technically stole something, the badge from someone.
Is it stealing if they give it to you under false pretenses? Yes, it's
yes, it is. I just think it makes sense to be, if I'm in the gang, stealing is kind of part of the culture. So I'm gonna give myself one of those.
Okay.
I feel Manny's kind of full of himself with the intimidation thing. I think I just want to do intimidation one more dot.
Okay. So you've both made your choices on the characters. Now
Yeah.
we can have a little bit of a discussion on the side story itself so far. What are your thoughts as we wrap this all up? Joe?
So there's always that knowledge that in the DM's head or the storyteller's head here that there's a lot more going on than the players are exposed to, right? So in Eli's head, this whole town exists, but for us as Joe, Zeb, and Randy, we're seeing the surface, the stuff that we're immediately exposed to. This is really cool in that now we are the characters in that unknown world, and we're kind of fleshing it out with your guidance, Eli, and we're like learning about, I was going to say like the underbelly, but it's not. It's the actual operations of the town. These are things that happen whether we're here or not. And we're learning kind of a bit about, I guess, some of the corruption and seedy underside of the town. So I like that.
Yep. I think one of my favorite
probably honest people here somewhere, but we haven't met them yet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Timmy, the timid steelworker, is a very honest guy.
Remember,
he drives from out of town to get there.
World of Darkness is supposed to be a warped, darker reflection of our modern world. So if everybody's just a little bit more asshole, you're doing World of Darkness right.
Nice.
And I think one of my favorite things on the these are people that just live here point, Zeb immediately, oh, I know this motel.
Yeah.
Right? It's right up next to the fence.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
I thought it was cool because like we can incorporate, because these two things are happening in parallel, right? The main story and this is happening in parallel.
And this session is the night before the latest episode, which I believe has yet to be released.
Neat.
Or the latest recording of the main story.
And I think you're right. I think that one is, well, it'll be released before this, but yeah, what you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's funny, and I like that little cameo of Isaac.
Turtleneck.
Yeah, he's just like he's not paying attention to anything else. That was iron.
It's not something that I bothered describing to him. He didn't know.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
And I think it really is like a cool, interesting way to play on things that we've already done, kind of as those characters, because as you know, like more and more about what's happening in the main story, it kind of like leads to this, and then this will play into the main story stuff as well, and like how we can sort of bridge those gaps. I think would be a really interesting thing, is like an A plot, B plot thing.
Yep.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Both of you have brought up some great points, and this is I spoke about it behind the scenes when we had the idea of putting this forward, when we learned that Randy was not going to make it this recording session. This is something very new for me. I don't have a whole lot of experience doing, like Zeb said, in A plot, B plot. So I had a very specific goal in mind for this session. I didn't meet that, but I do think we got to a nice organic spot for it to split. Next session, this should be able to wrap up the way I envisioned it. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how you as players try to circumvent the new knowledge you'll have gained in participating in this side story. It'll definitely be interesting.
I think it's fun. And I think that's it too, is that we know that it's a B plot that our characters won't have knowledge of, but we can push the characters in such a way that maybe they don't mix together, but some of that, like, it kind of pokes through like a cameo.
Yeah. Yeah, like with Sebastian, with Boss Man, we're like, is that Victor Cruz? Yeah. Well, what's it matter? The fuck is Victor to you?
Exactly. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's
all right. Then are we ready to wrap this one up, Eli?
Yes. Thank you all for listening tonight. We can all go ahead and say
we can wrap
bye. Adios.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.
Hey guys, I hope your parachute tablet shotgun pants stay dry.
God damn it.